I just spent 6 wonderful minutes of my life discussing a topic I was actually quite interested in. For the SD card to corrupt, it's the days where I'm like super excited to film that just like things don't really go my way, and that really just makes me want to cry. I spent 2 hours yesterday just like crying because every time I wanted to do something productive for my life, something would go against me. Like I wanted to go on a walk with Phoebe because I just got an Oura ring. Also, my nails are like a pink iridescent. I don't know if that makes sense, but Sophia Richie has been like the it girl on TikTok, and I'm like, whoa, short nails are in, and like natural makeup, and like I'm just copying, you know. I actually don't have my own identity. But I got an Oura ring, and it's been forcing me to move, because when I see like, oh, you haven't reached your activity levels today, I'm like, oh, that's really sad actually. Why? Because my activity levels are set very low, so I'm like, if I'm not, that just means I'm not moving like at all, basically, and that's no fun and fresh. So I wanted to go on a walk. I was like, I'm gonna do my makeup, like I'm gonna, you know, get myself ready. Me and Phoebe are gonna go on a walk. And then literally as I finished doing my makeup, it started pouring outside. It was sunny up until then, and I was like, maybe it's just like a passing rain. No, it was raining for the rest of the day. So, you know, and then like at that point, like thing after thing was just falling apart for me. And I was like, right, today's not the day. Maybe tomorrow's gonna be the day. Today I actually did go on a hot girl walk, but I came across like 3 weird shady characters on my walk, and I was walking down like a river, and I was like, oh my God, someone's gonna throw me into the river. And then what's Phoebe gonna do without me? What? Like she can't even wipe her feet. Like, what's she gonna do without me when someone throws me into the river? Maybe we can both get thrown into the river and we'll just like drift away. I don't know. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is, I was so excited to film today, and I'm still excited to film, but now I have to repeat the wonderful 6 minutes of dialogue that I just had with myself. I hope this doesn't corrupt again. Please don't corrupt again, because I couldn't find another SD card. The thing about me is I buy 5,000 SD cards. When there's a sale, Black Friday, I'm buying SD cards. There is nothing more that I need in my life than SD cards and camera batteries. Now, all of a sudden, I can't find a single one of them. Isn't that interesting? Like, it's just like when I need them, they're not around. So let's start that again. Coachella. Also, subscribe to the bell icon for engagement if you want more mess and chaos from me. Coachella just ended, and I'm always super jealous of everyone that goes to Coachella, because Coachella weekend 1 usually lands around my birthday. Bear in mind, my birthday's April 14th, so it always lands around my birthday, and I'm like, oh, like, I wish that was me. But also, I have a dog. That's first and foremost. I have no one to leave her with. I wouldn't want to leave her with anyone because she's a bit of a handful, and I just know that she'd be really upset. So I'd have to like somehow take her into America with me. That's first problem. Second problem, everything is so expensive around Coachella in like the Palm Springs area because it's Coachella. So every time I'm like, wow, this sounds amazing, but like the money spent on these 2 weekends, kind of not amazing. And also, I have such like sensory overload all of the time that I'd probably get through a few hours of Coachella, and then they would make me pee in one of those stalls, like porta potties, and I'd be like, I will just hold my pee in. I'll just hold it. Someone bump into me, the music would get too loud, and I'd be like, oh, where are my noise cancelling headphones? And I'd just start losing my mind a little bit. So maybe one day. That day was not this year. But Coachella looks great. It's a congregation of influencers, celebrities, paparazzi, and brands trying to connect with said influencers and celebrities, and then paparazzi will take pictures of those celebrities to post places to talk about outfits, and everything is, you know, get ready with me for Coachella, these are my outfits for Coachella weekend 1 and weekend 2, and you know, these are the sets that I'm seeing. This brand sent me, and I went to this after party, and it's just a lot of like influencers influencing, as they always do. Influencers always network at these events. Celebrities have their time to shine, to show off their new relationship or spark some new rumors or something. But there are also brands, and now sometimes there's an overlap between brands and influencers, and that's kind of what I want to talk about today. For example, Emma Chamberlain. I'm a massive fan of her coffee. She has Chamberlain coffee, and just to prove that I'm not a liar, this is a Emma Chamberlain matcha latte, and it's a Chamberlain coffee cup. I actually did a Chamberlain coffee review on my second channel once, and that was when she had like the basic flavors that she still has, but since then she's done a lot of like limited edition flavors, and I've done nothing but buy Emma Chamberlain coffee for this house. I even have a Chamberlain coffee French press because that's just what I had to buy, but I was already on the website. I was like, might as well. I think our matcha tastes really good. I think our coffee tastes really good. It's really high quality, yada yada yada. I really like her coffee. Recently she came out with cans of lattes, and it's almond milk and coconut milk, and a lot of people allergic to nuts were like, wish it was oat milk, but we moved past it. Also, because coconut milk, it's coming out a little bit clumpy, which is what a lot of people are saying. Now it does say refrigerate and then shake well for 30 seconds. People are doing that and it's still coming out clumpy. Spillsesh actually posted a TikTok about buying these said canned lattes, and they're coming out clumpy, but she had a booth at Coachella where she was selling her lattes. Perfect idea to bring business to your company. James Charles tried to do something similar, but he did it with his makeup, and he was just walking around Coachella being like, hey, can I do your makeup? And that's fine. I think it would would have been better if he had a booth, like an official with Coachella booth where he was doing like face paints for people. But who am I? I'm clearly not on his PR team. So he actually copyright claimed my last video. I just noticed it while my SD card was corrupting and I tweeted about it. So, but he copyright claimed my video because of TikToks I put in of him. So I hope that gets resolved. If not, that's fine. The video's already been up for like 3 days. So, okay, I can't monetize it now. Boo-hoo, the few hundred views I was gonna get from it at this point, like whatever. It's just like, does he think that's somehow gonna stop me from talking about his past? Absolutely not. Let's now talk about Coachella. Manny MUA was recently invited to Coachella by Urban Decay, and he took Laura Lee as his +1. And obviously because of that, he did his whole makeup with Urban Decay. In the video, you can see him using the Quickie concealer, the setting spray, which bear in mind, I used to use the All Nighter setting spray, and I think the All Nighter setting spray wants to be the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. Even though the Charlotte Tilbury one came after the All Nighter, I just think the Charlotte Tilbury one is far superior. But maybe I just haven't used the All Nighter one in a really long time. Maybe I need to do a little compare and contrast. I don't know, but it used to be my favorite, the All Nighter, but then I just feel like the Charlotte Tilbury one just looks so good. Besides the point, he used the Quickie concealer and then all the other stuff. Why do I keep on harping on about this concealer? Because it's important to the story. That's why. 2 TikToks came out, one with Manny MUA, one of Laura Lee, on the Hourglass TikTok page, where they walk up to both of them and ask like, what products are you wearing from Hourglass? And Manny MUA, of all things that he could have picked to talk about, he said, oh, I'm wearing the Hourglass Vanish Concealer. After just being invited by Urban Decay to Coachella, using the Quickie concealer in his Get Ready With Me on TikTok. He's like, oh yeah, the Hourglass Vanish Concealer. He's like, do you not think, that's it, that's the sentence. Do you not think that people are gonna look at your Get Ready With Me and then look at this TikTok and go, I don't know, there's just something funky about that. They also asked Laura Lee, she talks about a powder that she used. I was like, fine, she didn't do a Get Ready With Me. She didn't get invited by Urban Decay, so she has no like loyalties to Urban Decay. But people then start calling out both Manny MUA in his comment section for the Get Ready With Me and the Hourglass employee who then had to go private. And when she went private, she deleted all the TikToks and then unprivated to act like nothing happened. But Manny MUA then went on a live stream where he was doing his makeup and he discussed this situation. And he said that he actually uses 3 concealers on a daily basis. He used the Quickie concealer to brighten, the NARS matte concealer, I'm assuming all over his face maybe, to spot conceal, and then he uses the Vanish one under his eyes. And that's what he talked about, which he should have mentioned that he used 3 concealers, but he was like, oh, well, it was an Hourglass video, yada yada. In my opinion, just looking at this, first of all, this is very reminiscent of the Michaela Nogueira situation with Lashgate. You know, it's saying I'm using this product while actually using this product. I don't know why this wouldn't be the same. I get that Manny MUA isn't as like massive as Michaela Nogueira, but to say, oh, I'm invited by this brand to go to Coachella and I'm using the Quickie concealer in this video. So you're saying my makeup looks like this because of Urban Decay, and to then go to Coachella and promote a different brand. So you're trying to buddy up with this other brand now while buddying up with this brand, and then say I'm using the Hourglass concealer, and then actually what comes out is you used 3 different concealers but only showed 1 concealer in the Get Ready With Me. So what you're saying is, if you want to look like me, use the Quickie concealer, but I actually in fact use 3 different concealers. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit like disingenuous, and it does remind me of Michaela Nogueira saying if you want your lashes to look like this, you have to use the L'Oreal telescopic mascara, but actually I'm wearing false lashes, so you're never going to look like me while using the L'Oreal telescopic. It's like Manny MUA saying if you want to look like this, use the Quickie concealer, but actually you're never going to look like this because I actually used 3 concealers and I only told you about 1. It looks like the same situation to me. He then goes on the Full Coverage podcast and talks about it in more detail with Laura Lee and says that he actually felt a bit uncomfortable. He felt put on the spot by the Hourglass employee. She had like a script going into it being like, this is what you're going to say. And he just said yes. Laura Lee also said yes. And they kind of regret that now because obviously it came out a bit funky. I just think because they've been through so many controversies, I feel like they even mentioned it that they're always wary to film collabs with people and like do content for other people if they don't have control over how it's going to come out. And I just think you've been in so many scandals and like things have looked bad for both of you. Like have some autonomy over your career and just be like, hey, sorry, I'm at a festival with my friends. Like I'm not gonna do content for your brand. Also, I'm here with Urban Decay. Like if you want me, snatch me up next time for Coachella, but like right now I'm here with Urban Decay, so I'm not going to promote Hourglass for you guys. I don't know, just I think a little bit more assertiveness over your career is going to take these people a long way. They didn't want to be rude, which makes sense, but I think it was more rude to Urban Decay to go with Urban Decay to Coachella and promote a different brand. I don't know, that's just me. Also, it's disingenuous. Also, another thing at Coachella, Tana Mongeau recently has been buddy with James Charles after dragging him on podcast after podcast, video after video, calling him predator and all of this stuff. She went on the Jeff FM podcast and said she made up with James Charles because they were all going to the same wedding. It was Lele Pons's wedding. That's fine, I guess. Like, I feel like Tana Mongeau likes to have the correct opinion, so whatever the opinion is, she'll go with that. She did that with Shane Dawson, she did that with James Charles, she does that with David Dobrik now. like wherever the tide swings, that's where she goes. And then when it stops being like a massively talked about topic, she then backtracks on her opinion. Like she talked about Shane Dawson being inappropriate with her when it was popular to talk about that, and then when she met him at an after party, she just talked to him, hashed it out, and then acted like she never said those things about Shane Dawson. She did it with James Charles. So she talked on Jeff FM about how they're friends again, kind of. Like they're never going to be besties is what she said, but they're civil now, which is nice. And they went to Coachella, and people obviously didn't watch this Jeff FM podcast. And people were saying, oh my God, James Charles and Tana Mongeau showed up in similar outfits. I bet she's seething. I bet she's so angry. No, instead she posted a selfie with James Charles on her Snapchat story and said like, well, I had to take a picture with him because like we're wearing the same outfit. And it's just like, have a little bit of integrity. I don't know what to tell you. Like, you don't have to always confirm what the popular opinion is. It's actually better to sometimes stay silent than to do this flip-flopping back and forth. And that's not to say that people are not allowed to change their opinions. I think you're fully within your rights to change your opinions. And also, against the current climate on the internet, you're also allowed to have opinions that are unpopular as a human being, and you're allowed to express them. But I just wish Tana Mongeau was more honest, because now I genuinely don't know what she thinks. Like, did she ever think James Charles was inappropriate and a predator, or you know? But anyway, that was all the Coachella happenings. Now that Coachella is done, let me know what you guys think about any of the stories. Subscribe with the bell, like, comment for engagement, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.